but also you see a lot of what we wouldn't necessarily say farm animals, but some which are. Well, I guess it is. Chicken is obviously a farm animal. Is that they're allowed to roam free, and
chicken.
Yeah, well, they could easily run away at some point, but they always stick around. They have this kind of non-verbal agreement / connection with the owner, supposed owner of this wild animal, and they always stick around, which I find incredibly interesting.
It's for the food. For the cows, they get food in the morning, and the humans get to milk the cow, take away the milk.
What about the dogs though?
The dogs, they also get, they like guards, right? They're loyal beasts, to quote Ramsay Bolton. Although they weren't so loyal to him in the end, were they?
No, they bit his fucking balls off.
Sansa.
Yeah. And I mentioned queuing culture. The term which we coined, which one of Nick's friends coined, was jib or be jibbed. It'll be interesting to see whether that culture feeds through Nepal. It's basically the act of when you are standing in a place where anyone would expect to be served, anyone, if you're driving, would not expect to be overtaken.
Queuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standing, minding your own business, but also understanding the fact that you are in some form of queue. Being jibbed is the process of
pushing in.
Someone else cutting ahead of you.
Getting what they want earlier.
Weaving in and inside the roads, cutting before they arrive. Cutting in before you so that they arrive first. Or if they just call out to the person, oh yeah, are we having that? Excuse me, am I invisible? I'm just standing there and doing nothing. What would be the point in that? Why would I stand so close to this thing if I'm not going to want something from it? Makes no sense. And then if they don't cut in front of you, they get incredibly close. Yeah. So that it's honestly, if you step backwards, it's like they're dry humping you. It's very intimate. It's very interesting, and I don't like it. And I'm hoping it's going to stop now that we are in Nepal. The horn culture as well here, from what we've seen so far in the last day or so, is very minimal compared to...
You only horn when you need to, like for safety, go around a corner.
Yeah, but I think in India it was more about you're letting someone know, you're informing that you are going to try and
push in front of them.
Yeah, push in front of them and put yourself and everyone else at risk. And they have no time at all to react. So it's, I'm going to press the horn and then I'm coming in front of you. There's no kind of response time. But it also can be used as a means of, oh my God, we're stuck at a traffic light and it's still red. Let me just boom, 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 boom.
It might change, you don't know.
Yeah. The noise pollution is something I despise. But I guess we should end on a positive. The most positive thing you will remember from this trip, Nick?
Hampi. I did like Hampi quite a lot, I can't lie. And I had one wild night in Goa with Shah when he came over. Goa and Hampi, I'd say. Okay. Although I really did like, strangely, like New Delhi when we first got there. And like just walking around like the streets and getting our first curry, like that was cool.
So a kind of novice effect, like your first time being in somewhere, and excitement for what's the unknown.
Yeah, the great unknown.
Yeah, I would say mine is from like moments of when people have interacted with me and been intrigued in who I am, but also been really friendly about it. There's not been some sort of business tried to be done across, and when you can see the genuine interest in someone who is excited that you're visiting their country, it really does make you feel warm inside, and that has happened on a number of occasions in India, and it's really nice to see. I think when you go through Europe, it's highly unlikely that you will feel that warmth of someone being interested in who you are, just because it's just the Western way. But it's something I would definitely take back with me, and hopefully there's more of that to come.
So, my friend, what you think? You like tempo?
My friend did not take a good massage though. We can't forget Sonu in our review of India. I'll recap our observations.
I fear the nation.
Yeah, a very interesting man to spend such a long time with, which is great. Exactly what you need. So thank you once again to him for putting up with us. It was only a week, but it feels like it was a lifetime.
You like the Deepika?
And so now we turn our attention towards Nepal, which will
Up the shots.
Yeah, which is very close to our hearts, as Nick and I live very close to Aldershot, which
has a very sizable, influential
Yeah.
Gurkha Nepalese community.
It has also been visited by the Dalai Lama not once but twice. Right next to the EBB Stadium, home of Aldershot Town Football Club, where there is a
Up the shots.
Hindu community centre.
No, it's also Buddhist. No, it's Buddhist. That's why the Dalai Lama went there.
Right. Okay.
But it says Hindu on, I don't know. Nepal, by the way, is like 90% Hindu and 10% Buddhist, even though I always thought it was Buddhist because of the Dalai Lama and all that. Bit of fact.
Yeah. So we're here for just over 2 weeks. It cost us $50 to get our visa because we had to get a 30-day one, as there was only a 15-day option and we're not going to be there for that long. We started in Kathmandu yesterday, but we were only there for a stop-off. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. So we've had to hop around a bit to get where we are now, which is where, Nick?
Gandruk? Yeah, Gandruk.
Where we start our 7-day trek, 7/8-day trek around.
We go to Annapurna Base Camp, which isn't too high. It's about 4,200 meters. A far cry away from the 5,000 meters that we did in Peru up Rainbow Mountain. So hopefully, altitude-wise, we shouldn't get too sick. And the weather is much warmer here because you're getting all those southerly winds from the Indian subcontinent. But the scenery, I think, is going to be much more impressive because we're the rooftop of the world. So, yeah.
We're going to be able to see the Himalayas, of course, which is a...
We are in the Himalayas.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
are, but we're not really in.
We're in the foothills.
Yeah, we are going to be up there, which I'm really excited about. Unfortunately, not going to be able to see Everest. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we go up to the top of Annapurna, which even then I don't think you'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
There's a few there's a lot of 8,000 meter plus mountains around it.
Yeah.
But it is avalanche season as well, so if we don't make it out in the next 7 days, we're probably buried under 10 foot of snow.
Hopefully someone will find these mics.
Hopefully, yeah. If not, just know that I died very peacefully.
Yeah.
So did Maxim.
So it's a 7-day trek. I will never be dying peacefully, I can't lie.
Well, avalanche is pretty peaceful. You just like suffocate.
Oh, sounds fantastic. Anyway, so it's going to be the longest trek that either Nick and I have ever done. It comes to about 40 miles in total, is that right? On your Komoot trekking app.
Yeah.
An incline gain of 2,000 meters, is that right?
No, from where we're at 2,000 meters right now,
Yeah.
we'll be going up to 4,000. But between here and there, we'll do like a total of 4,000 meters because we're going up and down, up and down.
Which is what I was going to say. But logistically speaking, it's
4,000 meters is quite high.
Yeah.
To do in the space of a week.
Nick
Actually, it should be fine.
Nick and I did do a 3-day trek in Patagonia, in a woodland area called El Bolson. I can't think of the word.
What?
Conservation area?
No, it's just, it was a national
park. And that was a really enjoyable experience.
Very nice.
You definitely get that remoteness and isolation if that's something you enjoy, and peace and tranquility. Yeah.
So that's a lot more remote as well. It's going to be much more remote than this, I think.
So we're doubling up in terms of time. We're hoping to stay in little tea houses.
Yeah, like mountain cabins.
Yeah. Hopefully. We've taken all the money out in advance because there won't be any form of ATM up there. Gotten rid of a few unnecessary items of clothing and electrical equipment so that our bags are relatively light. But it's still going to be tough. It's definitely going to be one of the hardest challenges I've faced in my life. So it'll be really interesting to see how we get on, to hear how we get on. We'll try and record a few of these whilst we're up there, but it may take a bit of a delay in time to upload them, as internet will be very scarce. I won't be getting any Wi-Fi. But nonetheless, still important to record the experiences, and hopefully Nick and I don't kill each other in the meantime. 7 days of trekking can be very difficult for some people. He's got his speaker, I've got mine. Maybe some deluded conversation will come up and it will last for 4 days because you've got nothing else to do.
What?
In terms of when you're walking with someone, you usually have conversations that you wouldn't have in other environments. Like if you're so isolated from the world, you're gonna like just talk more waffle and random stuff.
Mate, I'm gonna be saving my oxygen. I ain't gonna be talking to you. Head down up that mountain. I'll save my talking for the cabins.
Yeah.
Just get the tunes on.
It'll be interesting to see what the food is like up there, if there is any food at all. You've got a lot of snacks. I haven't got that many.
I'm sure there's gonna be like nice hot, like warm stews between the cabins and some chai.
Like I'm saying, it's a well trodden route. So there's going to be all forms of capitalism available at every stop. They said there was in the park there was 29 different water stops, which you obviously have to pay a fee for clean drinking water.
Do you have to?
Yeah, it's 5 to 10 rupees. Ridiculous amount.
That's ridiculous.
That's
Just
like
go get some snow and put it in your bottle.
Yeah. And yeah, we should also be amongst snow for the first time. We did have the opportunity in Argentina to climb a glacier, but it wasn't really appropriate or...
It was just after the spring thaw.
Yeah.
It was a bit risky.
But hopefully we'll be amongst the good snow. I'll keep you noted on the temperatures that we're facing at the time and what the living conditions are like. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I close off this
hopefully
episode?
We're going to see some yetis, some snow leopards.
It started raining again.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to see like the yeti from Star Wars rip Maxon's limbs apart.
Speaking of, and that brings us lovely into our final segment of declaring what the answer was to last episode's instalment of What's That Hum. It was in fact, Nick,
the Katina band.
the Mos Eisley Cantina band from Star Wars. We hope you enjoyed that rendition as much as Nick did.
Is it Cantina or Cantina?
Cantina. Yeah, the Cantina band from Star Wars. So congratulations to you if you were able to decipher that hum and get the answer correct.
Definitely for you Star Wars neeks out there.
Yeah. So there will be another episode of What's That Hum coming up soon. Not in this installment, as I've run over time for a two-parter. An incredible two-parter taking a slightly unorthodox approach to our review in India. Nick with some terrible insight to his thoughts on certain questions which I've asked of a really strong journalistic nature.
Yeah, you got to be not cynical, but I guess I was kind of cynical. I'm thinking of a more flamboyant, nice word, like...
There's no...
Critical. I'm a critical thinker. That's what I do. That's what I did for 4 years at uni.
Critically think.
I think about things like
Amongst
from a broad
other things.
perspective. Yeah.
Well...
And then I get into the nitty-gritty of them and how much they frustrate us.
So hopefully we've assisted you in doing some of your own critical thinking throughout this last half an hour or so. We thank you once again for tuning in for another episode. And for the last time, thank you so much for listening to our thoughts about...
Incredible India.